we've seen the Shayne, Natalie, Shayna thing kind of play itself out. And for those who've seen this season, it's like, that could have gone any number of ways. You know what I mean? There's things that you don't necessarily see coming, but that's also why I try not to think too much about what I think is going to happen, because you don't know.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna Rumor with PopCulture. Today with us, we've got Nick Lachey, obviously. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Well played. I like that.
I had to do it. I have been so obsessed with this season of Love is Blind, just like last season. And I am so curious, how do you think it being the second season has affected the experiment as opposed to the first singles who went in not knowing anything about what was going to happen?
Yeah, I think it made it maybe a little easier for the cast in season 2 to let go and just go for it. I mean, the first time around, I had to encourage the guys, especially a lot, to just like let their emotions show and not be too guarded, be vulnerable, be willing to put themselves out there and be honest, because that's how this experiment will truly work. I mean, if you're willing to give yourself honestly to somebody, then I think you can find that the yin to your yang. So the season 2, I think the cast saw that it had worked. The proof is kind of in the pudding, so they were much more willing to just go for it right out of the gate. It took a little less prodding, if you will. So yeah, it's been. And look, I mean, I think there's more diversity this season, which is great in the cast. Chicago is a very different city than Atlanta, so it's just a different sensibility. Every season, I think, if we are lucky enough to continue doing these, is going to be unique in and of itself. But now that the experiment has been proven, if you will, I think having to sell that to the cast is a little easier.
Yeah, it makes your job a little easier.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 married couples from season 1 who are still happily married to this day. So it works. I mean, people have seen that it works, and that's what they're all there for. They're all there to find this partner that they haven't been able to find in the conventional dating scene. So and as a host, as hosts, if you will, Vanessa and I want that for them. That's what we want. We want them to find love. I mean, we want to make a great TV show too, of course, but the idea is that they come to find what they're looking for, which is a partner they can see themselves spending the rest of their life with.
Well, I know that you and Vanessa are very personally invested in these couples too. I know how much you love talking about what's going on while filming. Were there any couples that you were like particularly invested in while filming, or any singles that you were like, man, I really hope they find someone?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of joke that I can't play favorites. They're all my children. You know what I mean? You want the best for all of them. It really is true. Like, and you don't know how it's going to play out from the beginning. Like I could see them with them, but I mean, that's a superficial judgment way of looking at things. We have no idea, who's going to connect in the pods. We have no idea who's going to continue to connect after they get out of the pods. But so you cheer for love. You know what I mean? You don't cheer for necessarily. You cheer for people to find who they're meant to find. And sometimes that's unexpected from our perspective. And that's kind of the reason that this experiment is cool, is that no one knows. That's what the whole basis is. You're connecting with someone based purely on who they are on the inside, and based on the connection you create in those pods. So yeah, as long as people are finding what they came for, then I think as hosts that makes us happy.
Were there any couples that came out that you were like, I wasn't expecting that, or like, oh my gosh, I don't know if that's going to work out?
Well, I mean, we've seen the Shayne, Natalie, Shayna thing kind of play itself out. And for those who've seen this season, it's like, that could have gone any number of ways. You know what I mean? There's things that you don't necessarily see coming, but that's also why I try not to think too much about what I think is going to happen, because you don't know. And that's why it makes great TV. In addition to hopefully people finding love and finding what they're looking for. There is definitely some great TV happening, and I'm excited for everyone to see the finale, because it is wild. Let me just say that it's wild, and if you like season 1's finale, you're definitely gonna like season 2's. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean, can you tell us anything about the finale? I'm so looking forward to it.
I cannot, other than you will enjoy it. It's it's the finale for a reason. There's so much tension and emotion and anxiety, and there's just so much going on in everyone's head and in their heart. And are you willing to commit the rest of your life to someone that you just met a few weeks back and fell in love with sight unseen? I mean, do you trust in that? Do you believe in that? Or will all this noise of the real world kind of tear that apart? that's a lot of pressure for all of them. And it plays itself out big time.
Kind of in a hypothetical alternate universe where you are single, would you ever go in the Love is Blind pods?
Absolutely, because there's no experience like that in our world. Everything is so superficial, and it's all preconceived judgments on how someone looks or what their profile is on a dating app, or what we saw when we Googled them. This is one of the very unique opportunities to get to know someone for who they truly are. I think whether or not people come out of this having found that partner or not, I think they're all appreciative of the experience and the journey that they went on. I think it's a powerful kind of moment for them, no matter how it ends. And thankfully, it has ended in true love and lasting relationships for some of them, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, people are out there saying Love is Blind is the most successful dating show out there compared to older dating shows. What do you have to say to that?
I mean, that's great. I'm flattered to hear that, and we're just honored to be a part of it. But it's such a unique take on dating, and such a unique take on finding that other person, that I think they've really tapped into something that works. And again, now the proof is in the pudding. People have seen that it works. They're much more willing to jump in and invest themselves in it, which is great. That's what you want. You want people to commit to it and to find what they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know, but a lot of us are going to be up binge watching Love is Blind. And with daylight savings coming up, that might be a little bit of a rough morning. I hear you have a solution, though.
I do. As a parent of 3 young kids, I live this every day of the year. The morning madness is real, trying to get kids up and out the door, and most importantly, fed. But on the day after daylight savings time, it's even tougher, as all parents know, because you lose that hour. So Eggo's doing their part. They're giving away 1 million free waffles to parents out there. So March 14th, encourage all parents to check Eggo's social media pages for info on how you can win free waffles and at least make that day a little less painful, and help with the breakfast routine. So I think it's one of the few things that kids and parents can agree on at 6:30 in the morning is what tastes good, and that's Eggo waffles. So at least check that one off the anxiety list and make it good.
Well, I can say that we all appreciate it.
Trust me, when I was approached about this campaign, there has never been a campaign that was more authentic to me. We eat Eggos every day of the week. And literally, whether I can get the kids to eat them here or it's a last minute rush out the door with a waffle in your hand situation, they have bailed me out many, many, many days. So I'm thrilled to be a part of this.
Yeah. Do you have any parenting secrets for helping those kind of frantic moments or mornings where you're like, oh my gosh, we've got 15 minutes to get out the door?
I think prayer often helps, and
Yes.
keep the toaster ready. Yes, the waffle to go. I mean, you never want to be that parent that your kids at school telling the teachers, "My dad didn't give me breakfast this morning." You never want to be that. So always keep the waffles at the ready, and thanks to Eggo for bailing me out. Like I said, many, 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 many.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great one.
Awesome. For you guys watching at home, tune in to Love is Blind, and I'll see you next time. I'm Anna Rumor, and this is Pop Culture.